Hey guys, welcome to another East Coast Rams podcast. Coming in off of a hot week 2 win. Uh, it was a interesting game to watch. Got a lot better in the second half. Zach is literally in the airport, getting ready to fly back. First off, Zach, want to ask how you doing? How was the atmosphere? Well, we'll show some pictures and then kind of get into the game after that. But how's it going?
It's good. Now, when you said hot, were you talking about like the game was like fire or it was literally hot during that game.
Ooh.
I was sweating. Sweat was just dripping everywhere from all fan bases. It was probably the hottest game I've ever been to.
Yeah, I know the feeling. I went to the week 1 game against Panthers in 2019. It was like 96 degrees and no cloud cover to be seen. Miserable, but we won that game too. I'm happy that your record has improved. The Rams
Yes.
house kind of turned out to a good amount
Oh my
also.
gosh, did they?
Yeah, yeah, really good crowd. But first off, I'll show some I'll add
Yeah.
some crowd pictures. Just tell me this is, I believe, is that tailgating scene, or it looks like you're on a roof almost.
I cannot see a picture if you've thrown it up yet.
It's the
Um,
one with the umbrellas and crowd, and I believe it's at a restaurant.
yeah, yeah. So that's on Broadway. I don't, is it on the screen? I can't see it on the
Yeah,
screen,
yeah,
but
it's
um
on the screen.
okay, so yeah, so that's one is the that is from the Jason Aldean bar on Broadway. That
Hmm.
was one of the meetup spots. There was like a bar hop down Broadway. Very beautiful down there. I mean, it was it was lit. I mean, there was music on every floor of every bar, different live music. It was just a great atmosphere. And like I said, the Rams family really turned up. I mean, they had those top of the bars packed when they were, moving from bar to bar. On Saturday, we didn't, I think we might have saw obviously we're in Nashville. They may not be wearing their Titans stuff all the time, but we only saw maybe like two or three like people wearing Titans gear during the entire time. But, Nashville, Broadway, that's not really the scene. It's more of the bachelorette parties and, more of the destination focus than probably the normal Titans home crowd would be at. But it was really fun. I don't know if you have the other one with Jim Everett, but Jim Everett had a meetup there as well. So I got to,
Yep, yep, it's
yeah,
up right now.
me and Dak, good friend of the pod. He came with me on this trip, and yeah, we got to meet Jim Everett. Super good dude, super funny. Um, yeah, it was a blast during that part of it too. So many. I mean, that we had a whole floor above a bar called it was uh, the DraftKings sports bar. They had like a bottom area, and that's where we were supposed to be. But there were so many Rams fans that RSVP'd and showed up to the event that they had to move us to the second floor, and we had the whole second floor to ourselves. And it was jam packed. It was loud. It was just a real good time. Sam, it was put on by a lot of different booster groups. If you guys know Pink Survivor Angel, she was one of the ones who helped put this together. Sam, the voice of the Rams at SoFi Stadium, was there as well. Uh, like I said, it was just a fun, cool atmosphere just to getting to meet all the different Ram fans from across the country. A lot of times when you go to SoFi, it's a lot of LA folks, but here, like, we got to meet people from all over. I mean, you got from Missouri, and you got some people from Ohio and Kentucky and Florida, and there was a lot of Ramley showing up for this one.
Yeah, no, it definitely looks like you guys had a ton of fun. A lot of people coming out. I'm gonna show just showing Pink Survivor right there. Looks like she had a lot of fun hosting that and helping put that together. And then also showing the crowd now in the stadium. A lot of royal blue and yellow in that crowd. So very happy to see that people came out. How loud was it when the
Oh,
Titans were out on offense?
I mean, I wouldn't say that. I think we were the Rams family was very respectful, I think, to the atmosphere. I will say that in the, it was huge. It was the biggest turnout that I've ever seen for an away game for the Rams. And I think that we had at least 60% of the visitor side lower bowl. Um, so that was, I mean, literally from field goal to other field goal, probably at least 60% was Rams fans. They really did turn out. Uh, and um, what was the question you asked me? You asked me a question.
Oh, how loud was it when
Oh,
the
loud.
Titans were on offense?
Yeah. I would say obviously when the first half was a little lighter, but when the Rams really started to kick it up in the second half, we got really loud. I mean, we were,
Mm.
the Who's House Rams House was pretty dominant in the second half.
Yeah, I mean, that's so awesome. Let's see. I'm showing picture of you in front of Nissan Stadium sign. So, how
Yeah.
was the venue in general? Like, was the viewing good? How was the food? Like, how was the experience of going to the game?
Yeah, sure. Obviously, this is going to be the second to last season for the Nissan Stadium. They are literally building the stadium right next to um, the current stadium. I mean, it's pretty dated. It's really jam packed. I actually didn't get any food. I got a water before the game, and that was pretty much it. Um, because it was just like the going like where all the food stuff was, it was like you couldn't move. So I could definitely see why they probably wanted to upgrade to a new stadium. It's just very jam packed. Um, but it was still nice. I mean, like the seats that we had were great. I don't think you had a bit like from the view vantage point when you were inside the bowl. Um, I think it was really nice. Seats were fine. There was no everything seemed to be fine once you got past the concessions and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I don't know about
Yeah,
water. I got a bottle of water. The water was good. It was Dasani Care.
Dasani. Yeah, man, it sounds like it was a blast. Let's kind of dig into this game. So it's like a lot of McVay games in the sense of it's a tale of two halves. And we talk about this a lot. We are definitely second half team, and this team did not kind of do anything to change that narrative at all. First off, like, what was your initial reaction to the first half? Stafford having a solid first half, but like struggling to move the ball down the field, throwing it. They were kind of selling out to stop the run. Kyron couldn't get a lot of space. They were getting some pressure consistently. Not heavy pressure, but enough to at least throw off the rhythm of what we really wanted to do. Puka broke a really long touchdown on fourth down. What was kind of your reaction to how the game flow kind of went? Because it felt like we were stuck in the mud again, kind of like last week.
Well, really, I think when it came down to it, we had one bad quarter. The first quarter, I think we played really well. We played efficiently. We stopped them immediately coming out. They turned the ball over. We marched down the field and scored a touchdown. So I think that the first quarter itself went really well. It's really the second quarter that I think really tripped us up, and then after that, we never looked back. I mean, we kind of dominated from there. Um,
Mm,
and so yeah, really focusing on that second quarter, and going down like our second or third drive when we had to settle for field goals. That was getting frustrating.
yeah.
We're
They were
going.
spamming Adams because me and you were texting about this a little bit, and it was kind of I get it. You want to get Adams the ball, but some of the situations he was like double covered, and it felt like in the first half the tight ends were very adamant that we weren't going to run the ball, and Adams wasn't going to be kind of focused in the red zone.
Yeah, I mean, when you look at it, it was when we were down to the Tennessee 13,
Three
we
or 13.
had yeah, when we were down to 10 and 13, we did a short pass to Higby, then we did a run, And then after that, it was one, two, three, four, five, five run plays. Um, and it's just one of those things where it's like you can't. We're on the 3rd yard. We got down to the 3rd yard line, and we can't even try. And Corum was in at the time, and I like Corum. That it has nothing to do with Corum, but it was McVay's play calling. Is like because he wants to do these series runs where it's like, okay, we're either going to run 100% with Kyron or we're going to run 100% with Blake. And to put Blake in there and not even give him a chance on the 3rd yard line, and we were just spamming it, like you said, to Devonte Adams. I mean, he had one, two, at least three different tries to Adams, and one of them, Adams actually had to deflect down, or it was going to be an interception in the end zone. Um, so I don't know. It was just one of those things where I felt like we were just trying to get him a TD, which I understand, but like it felt like they
It
knew what our
wasn't
game
there.
plan was. Yeah,
Yeah, it wasn't there, and yeah, you kind of wish because I feel like sometimes McVay gets tunnel vision or he tries to get a little bit too cute, and he's like, you know what, they won't expect us to throw 3 times, and it's like, can we just give one of our running backs one shot? Because I'm pretty confident in Kyron and Corum being able to score touchdowns, and hopefully that confidence in Corum grows because they were putting him in more passing situations to block, and he did a good job at blocking and passing down. So I think Corum looked very electric and dynamic, and hopefully him and Kyron can split the load a little bit more. And didn't get to see our third running back. What do you make of that? Not being able to see Hunter at all.
that's just kind of how the game plan went. I mean, obviously, I think
Yeah,
right now it's still going to be, it's the Kyron Williams show, and Blake Corum is now taking a little bit out of that, which is what's needed. We don't need Kyron Williams to be playing 80 to 70 to 80%. We need to get him back to get to a 60-40
yeah,
kind of regime. To make it more manageable, because again, I'm still in the belief that I know everyone doesn't like him because of um, his fumbles and stuff like that. But if you give him less carries, I think that will make him less prone to those types of mistakes. I wish we would kind of move on from that, and like it's a new season, it's a new year. Let's give the guy a chance. I mean, the Rams signed him for a reason. Let's keep in the belief of the system that we got.
yeah. So coming out of the second half,
Oh wait,
uh,
before we do that, we
mhm,
gotta talk about the end of the second quarter, the end of the half, where McVay finally, the game is tied 10-10. We have 60 seconds left. And or I don't even know if it was that long, 38 seconds left. Um, and 32 seconds left. And we're all like, all right, McVay's just going to do his normal thing. We're going to take the knee and we're going to go into
flip
the half. Like,
screen.
I
Yeah,
really
yeah.
wish that we would just do something with the ball instead of just, kneeling it down and going into the half. So what does McVay do? He does the complete opposite of what we're thinking. We do a pass and
Oh
Stafford
yeah.
intercepts it. The one time that we ask him to let's see if we can get in field goal range even with 30 seconds left on the clock, and it's like, let's get something out of this. Stafford throws his pick. Uh,
And we had what, 2 timeouts, I think, at that moment, too.
something
So
like that.
yeah, the linebacker made a great play. It wasn't a bad read. Like he
I
was
mean, I think it
open.
was he was open, but I think it was the pass was a little short for Tutu, and I think that's how he was able to jump it.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm not saying it wasn't like a bad pass or it wasn't a great pass. Like it wasn't good, but he was
No,
open and linebacker got high enough. So it's a little bit of mix of a great play and
yeah,
a not a great decision for the height of the ball. That's about
yeah,
all. I
Stafford
mean,
Stafford had two bad throws. It was that one and the one that Devonta had to deflect in the end zone. Other than that, there were so many calls. The other thing that I think that would be frustrating, finishing up on the first half and kind of that stunted Devontae spam was like Devontae was getting PI'd constantly,
mm.
constantly. Or at least a holding. Like it was ridiculous what they weren't calling on him.
Yeah, you could see that a little bit on the broadcast. I would say the Rams got a little fortunate with that punt return TD. That was in the second quarter, right? That
Yeah.
was a ticky tack call. I mean, just being honest, we call it out when it's against the Rams, and that really wasn't a blocking back, or I believe it a blindside block is what they ended
Blindside
up calling.
block.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't
just
know.
being honest, like that should have been touchdown.
No, but at the same time, the Rams, you know, the Rams should have had like 52 points after this game was over, just based on how the game was being played. First half alone, it should have been, you know,
Oh yeah.
21 at like 21-13 or something going into the half, and instead, you know, we had to settle for being down 10-13.
Well, I mean, I feel like a big thing too is, and we can talk about defense after going through the game and talking about the offense a little bit more. But I feel like with this defense is we really need a lead to kind of be able to assert complete pressure and control over other offense. When we get that lead, I feel like especially with how this team is constructed, we can be able to sit on teams and kind of suffocate them defensively and be able to open up explosively on the offense, the entire playbook. So going into the second half, we're down 13-10. Um, you talked about your wife texting you saying you might need to leave the stadium. It's not looking good for our boys. But, I had faith that second half McVay will come through with the adjustments, and boy, did they not. Do you want to go through like kind of your reaction and how you were feeling as they were starting the second half?
Yeah, I mean, you know, going down and at least tying up the game. Obviously, we wanted more points out of it, but at least getting to a field goal was pretty successful. You know, the Titans came back out. They were moving the ball really well. Um, I think one of the
Oh
big
yeah.
key points was is that Akello got taken out in the first half, and and now we know that he has a broken shoulder, um, and so like they started, I feel like, to really pick on our secondary quite a bit, and it was working pretty successfully. I think that they were able to move the ball, at least the first drive coming out, uh, pretty well. In the first half, that was also the reason why they were able to move the ball so well, is because I think they were picking on our secondary a little bit.
Well,
But really, after that first drive, it was kind of the Rams defense really put their foot to the pedal and just like suffocated them, like you said.
yeah, it was the first drive by the Titans was 11 plays, 35 yards, and ended with a field goal, which kind of helped them retake the lead. But I feel like a part of that is the entire Titans game plan. And the great thing about our defense is we limit, especially bad offenses or offenses that are an elite, we limit what they can do game script wise with short dink and dunk passes, a lot of screens. You got to get that ball out instantly. Any sort
Facts.
of long passing play, like we're all over the QB, and you see it just. That's partly why they got a fumble on that. I think their third drive of the second half. And this defense, it's so good at applying pressure, and we're getting like multiple sacks on QBs that are throwing in like less than 2.5 seconds, 2 seconds.
I mean, I
And
will give credit to Cam Ward. Cam Ward looked good out there. I mean,
oh,
he
he
did
played
some
great.
he was being able to scramble around and do stuff with his legs a little bit and be able to keep the plays open. He's going to get better at time about
Hmm.
being able to move around and be able to make those throws more accurately. He needs more help, obviously, on the wide receiver end. They're kind of limited on that front. But yeah, I I just think our defense played so well, even though it felt like they were getting banged up. I couldn't, obviously, not watching it live, but Fisk wasn't in very much. Verse kind of looked like he was not struggling with what he was doing, but there were times where he felt exhausted, and maybe it was also just because of the heat. I was hot, but when you're on the field on that turf, it's even hotter than when we're in the stands, plus with all that stuff on. So maybe it was just heat exhaustion or stuff. But those are things that we're going to keep a lookout on when we move
Hmm.
forward.
He was also getting a lot of double teams, so like he was the focus of the offense and the O line. stopping him from wrecking the game. So Byron
Hmm.
Young did it when he had consistent one-on-ones. And we can talk about him a little bit later. But the great thing about this defense is once we go up, I'm very confident in this defense, especially when these teams have to start throwing. You're going to get a lot of bad situations, and this defense will get turnovers once you get in a situation where you have to start throwing more and drop backs more consistently. I just feel like the way that Fisk, Young, and all these guys can take advantage of Verse getting double teamed, it's very impressive. So going into the fourth quarter, the Rams, or sorry, first off, the end the third quarter, Rams have a forward play, really explosive, 69-yard drive that ends up with a touchdown pass to, was that the tight end one? Yeah, that was the Davis Allen. You had some passes also to Puka in there, and I think Devontae got one. So a few really good explosive plays on that touchdown drive to kind of end the third quarter and give us the lead back.
Yeah, I mean it was good. I mean Corum got a nice run. He got a 15-yard run off that play as
Yeah.
well. Davis Allen, it was great for his awareness to be able to hit that pylon before touching the ground, so that they reversed the call for a touchdown. Um, so great on their awareness. This team played really well in the second half, and I couldn't be more proud of them.
Yeah, and this was we were talking about this even against this really good Titans defense, and don't let it fool you with this game. The Titans have a good defense. The secondary is a little bit worse than the Texans, but this was an offense that was kind of what we thought it could be, a explosive top 10 offense, where last year we just couldn't get huge chunk plays outside of Puka every now and then. And this year, Devontae is moving coverage over to him. Puka is getting his own, and then when they move coverage over to Puka, you see Devontae winning on one-on-ones. Our tight ends, Higby had a good game. Davis Allen also had a good game. Seeing flashes from them also contributing. And then Jordan Whittington, of course, finally having a big play not called back. All like everyone's starting to contribute more, providing explosives that we lacked severely last year, and the running game putting it all together. You see the fruits of kind of what Les Need has put together for this offense kind of finally all come together.
Yeah, it was great. I mean, shoot, when you have Puka, Corum, Devontae, and Davis Allen all scoring a touchdown, it's a good day. It's a good day.
Yeah. So the Titans come back out after the touchdown, 3 and out. I mean, just couldn't really do much. Their play calling wasn't really getting any adjustments. Rams come out for 6 plays, 21 yards, and punt themselves. Still a little.
Tight
I
game,
feel like,
20 to 16. Titans are still in it.
yeah, Titans still in it. This is the one where Stafford gets sacked, even though like he kind of breaks free, he's not touched anymore, and just like kind of stumbles over himself and accidentally like hits his knee on the ground, and it counts as a sack.
It was
A
weird.
little
I couldn't
weird.
see it from where I was at, so I couldn't.
Yeah, he escapes, and it was kind of like that against the Vikings, where he goes underneath the defender trying to tackle him, and he like gets free, and you could tell he's more focused on about to be able to throw it than getting on his legs. But as he's like kind of trying to get back up, he falls a little bit, and his knee hits the ground. So it's kind of like one of those things where he broke the sack. He just couldn't not touch the ground, if that
Gotcha.
makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like not really a sack. But
But but you
overall,
know but you know what I did see?
hmm,
I could clearly see Byron Young going in and just punching that
Oof.
ball out
Oh yeah,
uh, from Cam Ward. That was in my view sight. It was a beauty. It
beauty.
was a beauty punch.
And you want to guess who recovered it and almost got a touchdown?
Landman.
The landman, the land shark.
Uh, yeah. He was
Yeah,
just
that
barely
that was
touched.
impressive.
Yeah,
Running
it was
back
great.
snaps for landman, like he was mauling. I think it was, their guard. Can't remember, but really good recovery by landman. We come back, and of course, you guys see Devontae get his first touchdown
I
as a
did.
Ram.
That was also in my corner. I was in the visitor tunnel corner, about 5 rows up, and oh man, it was such a beauty to see Devontae Adams get that TD. I mean, there were multiple times that Stafford was trying to get him to that
Mm,
ball in that exact same spot, and they finally made connection. And the
yeah,
crowd went wild. You could definitely feel the Rams' presence there at that point. Um, Man, it was so loud after that TD. It was crazy.
yeah. The Titans respond with a 3 and out, going negative 5 yards. Yeah, I feel like Callahan, I believe Callahan is Titans coach.
Yeah.
You could tell they kind of gave up on this game at this point. In my opinion, you go for it against a really good offense that's starting to go. I know not much was going Titans' way at this point in the game, but to just punt and give up like that, down 2 scores, you're kind of signing your own death warrant there. And then the Rams could have scored more, and we just kind of let off the gas
Oh yeah. And
out of
especially at the
respect
end of the
and stuff.
game. Yeah. The end of
Hmm.
the game, they really let their foot. They were in the red zone. What were they even on? Let me double
Like third
check.
or fifth
They were fourth
yard
and
line.
goal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
We were within the 10, and we didn't decide. We showed mercy and didn't want to score again.
Well,
Crazy.
we're unlike other teams. We don't need to just beat the death teams you already won just for no reason but your own ego. Like we don't need to
I
do that.
know.
So I know some fans would like to see it. We already won the game. We're in 10 yard line. I know some people fantasy wise wanted it, but
They needed Kyram to score. Everyone wanted Kyron to score for fantasy or for betting reasons.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Unfortunately, Kyron did not score, but that was the full game. Lackluster first half a little bit. Not terrible, but not great. And a really good second half where this offense kind of explodes on that good Titans defense. And we start looking forward to the Eagles, who had like 5 or 6 false starts that wasn't called on tush push. So I'm looking forward to talking about that, Zach.
Yeah, that's gonna be fun.
And yeah, I'm gonna love seeing that play. That's a rugby play in football. I love talking about that play so much,
So much.
so much.
So much.
Anything else you want to talk about with the Titans and Rams?
No, I don't think so. Like I said, I'm just amazed by the turnout that we had at this game.
Hmm.
Ramley really showed up. Everyone was really welcoming. Even the Titans fans were really welcoming. The ones
That's
we sat around, a lot of them do not like Callahan and would like him to be gone. But it is what it is. Um, but yeah, it was a good time, great atmosphere. It was hot, but otherwise the weather was fine. It wasn't muggy. It was just straight heat. So that kind of helped a little bit. Uh, but yeah, very fun, very fun. Glad to improve my record to 3-6.
I am happy, Zach. You don't have as much of a curse anymore. Uh, Notable stats: first downs, Rams got 22, Titans got 18. Third down efficiency, not the best, Zach, 5 of 12. Most of that was from like the first quarter and second quarter, especially where they struggled. Fourth down, 1 of 1, both teams. Total plays, Rams had 59 to the Titans 64. Rams had 439 yards to the Titans 252. Same amount of drives, 11 yards per play. Rams got 7.4 to the Titans 3.9. Really good job there by defense, kind of locking down and limiting uh, a offense that had opportunities. They just couldn't execute. And I think you mentioned this earlier. Credit the Ward. Like, I thought he had a good game. Like, he did as much as he could, realistically,
Yeah.
given the circumstances and how the rest of his team was performing. Passing, Stafford went 23 of 33, 8.5 yards per pass, and one sack. We mentioned a little bit earlier. Rushing, the Rams got 149, 40 of those being our man Puka with a heck of a run to get a TD on that 4th and 1 jet sweep. I think it was jet sweep.
Yep.
But yeah,
Both
it just
Devontae
over.
and Puka total yards over 100 each, if you include Puka's passing and his receiving. It
Mhm.
was great. It was a great day for everybody. Everyone had a
Yeah.
good day.
So red zone, the Rams were 3 of 6. I would say I would count it 3 of 5, just given the fact the last drive we score a touchdown if we want. Like 9 times out of 10.
If we needed to, we could have scored.
Yeah. So 3 of 5 is good. It's better than we've seen in recent memory, Zach. But I think in the second quarter, in the first quarter, there was still some meat on the bone that, like we mentioned earlier, like spamming Devontae a little bit and not running when we could have just given it a try, right?
Yeah. Another big notice was that Bo Limmer did not play this game. We assumed that he was going to be filling in for Steve Avila, and he did not. Dedick did. Vidic, he filled in
Edich,
and
he
instead.
was left
Vidic,
guard.
yeah, for 100% of the snaps. We had all the
He
same
played
linemen
good
in.
then.
Yeah,
He
we had the
played
same
good.
all same five linemen the entire game.
That's awesome. I wonder if they continue that into the Eagles game. So
Yeah. Top three receivers. Devontae Adams had 80% of the snaps. Puka had 69% of stacks. Whittington had 64% of the snaps. So it's looking like
good
closer and
day.
closer to locking a trio in a little bit.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me. I like Tutu Atwell. I just feel like Whittington gives you a little bit more well-roundedness there. Because Whittington can win against NFL corners and get really good chunk plays also, especially
Yeah,
when the other two are kind of like tied up. It was interesting looking back and watching a little bit more of the tape from week 1, how Devontae was having a lot of coverage rotated towards him and the way that the Texans kind of navigated that versus how the Titans did. And you could
yeah,
definitely see in the second half where they were choosing between two evils and both guys were still getting fed.
for sure. 100%. Do you think the Rams are going to need to pick up a cornerback?
Yes. Yeah.
Because
I
right
mean,
now with a kilo out, broken clavicle, um,
yeah.
not good, not good. And I think Darius Williams did a very great. I think he came in and played well. I don't think he played poorly from my viewpoint.
Um he played
Forbes seemed like
fine.
he struggled a little bit.
I mean, he gave up the one touchdown, but in defense of Forbes, like that's such a broken play. The amount of QBs that can make that throw
It
like
was a scramble.
that late in the play too, and you could say a part of it was his fault for not recognizing the wide receiver running as quickly as he needed to. It definitely like it wasn't a perfect play by him, but I will say like percentage chance that the QB still tries to make that throw that late into the play is pretty low. So it was a great play by Ward and a great play by it's one of their rookies. I don't think it was Restrepo. It was the other one. I can't escapes
Yeah,
escapes my brain. But a great play by the wide receiver and like QB. I think that was more a great play by them and less on Forbes, in my
sure.
personal opinion.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm just viewing it from the live viewpoint. I haven't got to watch the recap of the game
Hmm.
from the top view down. So
Yeah,
uh
yeah, you can see like everyone going to the right, at least on the screen, everyone going to the right,
mhm.
and like one of the wide receivers, he sees Ward like coming out, and so he decides to run to the left, and you can tell Forbes like looks over and notices, and you can see his brain like almost being like, "Oh shit, I have to go cover that dude right now," and I have to try to, and like he got back and got close enough. It just it was a little bit too little, too late type deal. So
Yeah.
yeah, I'm right now I'm looking at free agent cornerbacks just for us to go over this. You got Jimmy, or this is not just cornerbacks, but you got Jimmy Ward. He's kind of a safety. Darius Slay, Jonathan Jones, Jair Alexander, Meek Robertson, Eric Stokes. I think
Uh
Jair Allen did sign.
Is Stefan Gilmore available?
I do not see him on the list. He might be.
I think he's one who someone Emmanuel Mosley. You said Mosley, right?
I do not see him on this. I'm on Spot Track,
I
so at
gotcha.
least on their list, they do not have him signed, or he's signed somewhere. Greg Newsome, is somewhat interesting.
Yes,
Trey
I'm reading.
White, they're showing White here, but I know White just re-signed with the Bills, so this is a little older.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens. I think the Rams will make
We
the best decision possible, but they do definitely need to add somebody in there, at least, as a stopgap.
Yeah, we're gonna have to add someone. I don't think it's late enough in the season yet to trade for someone, so they're gonna probably have to sign like a vet or someone and hope they can fill in while Williams, or not Williams, while Kello gets healed. Yeah,
Yeah. Yep.
so
So
good game though. 2-0.
yep. 2-0. Let's go, baby. Whose house?
Who?
I
Yeah,
mean, it
yeah.
was definitely Rams' house this weekend in Nashville.
Yeah, I think since you're at the airport and stuff, we'll probably not do the preview of the Eagles game. I'm feeling
But
confident going
hopefully
into it.
we'll try to find some time to do it this week.
Yeah, yeah, we'll try to get it in if we can, but if not, I'll just like we can go briefly like a quick 2 minute how we feel going into the game. I don't think the Eagles have looked good or great to me in the last 2 weeks. Going against Chiefs and Cowboys. I don't think they look terrible. They're still a good team, but they do look like that defense has lost a step a little bit because Mahomes was missing wide open TDs. Like he missed two or three wide open TDs in that game against the Eagles. So I think the Rams offensively have a chance to light it up against this Eagles D. The question is, can we hold down Saquon and kind of fix the mistakes of the playoff game? And I know this roster is angry about that playoff game. So I hope we can just have a fiery game and they come out swinging, win or lose. I really do feel like this is a team starting to put it a little bit more and more together. And this would be a good time to put it fully together and beat another 2-0 team. This is the first big test of the season.
Yeah, I agree. I I know Jared Verse has this circled on his calendar. I know a lot of players have this circled on their calendar, and I think the Rams can play against anybody. The question is can they finish the job? And so you know, especially in this game, it felt like we played down to the level in the first quarter or the first half. Second half, obviously, we blew the door open. But I think the Rams need to play at their level. Don't
Yeah.
bring themselves down to the opposing team's level.
Yeah, got to start off hot. I feel like, especially against a team like the Eagles, you got to make them throw. You got to get up high on them early, or we're going to be in a close game, especially in the fourth quarter, or playing from behind. And it'll be interesting to see uh, how the team responds if we do get down low early against the Eagles, but that's going to be a big test of this team. Can we get up high on a team like the Eagles and kind of smother them and put them away by the fourth quarter?
Yeah.
We'll see. So.
Yep. All right. Well, I think that is going to wrap up this week's episode of the East Coast Rams podcast. You can always find us on YouTube, youtube.com/at East Coast Rams. Please, 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 if you're a new time subscriber, maybe you've listened to us a couple times and haven't hit that subscribe button, please hit it. Just follow us. Great. Smash the bell, get notified every time that we come on, whether we're doing recording like we're doing now or we live stream it. Please do that. You can also find us on X at East Coast Rams. You can find Ashton at RamFanAshton1. You can find me at Zac Mayer. And then look for us on all of our other platforms, Instagram and Threads at East Coast Rams Pod. And you can search for us on Blue Sky at East Coast Rams. Ashton, it was a fun time in Nashville. I'm ready to get back to Indy. We will see you guys next time. Whose house? Rams house.